You are live. Let me check from my phone. All right. Yep, it says we're live. I did forget the pants. Okay. All right, we live. Just wanted to make sure I'm live on all the platforms except for Instagram. Instagram is working. All right, so don't want to take up too much of Shauna's time tonight. Tonight we have Shauna. Before we get into Shauna's story, I'm going to introduce myself again to everybody. For everybody who is meeting me for the first time, I'm Canola. I'm a life coach activist, founder and creator of Village Mates and the Village Community Network. Tonight we are speaking to Shauna, and she is actually a caregiver. She's been in this industry for many years at this time. I forget exactly how many years, but we are going to talk more about Shauna's specific story and her experience. So this is the first time you're coming across this platform. Creator of Village Mates. Village Mates is a relationship dynamic that I have created really through my own challenges around having family and friend support. And I've actually defined it. So I'm going to pull up the definition of what that looks like and sounds like and feels like here. Okay, so a village mate is a trusted community partner you intentionally connect with in a reciprocal non-romantic relationship to exchange support, services, and share responsibilities. They help you build a reliable village you need, whether for childcare, household tasks, emotional support, or daily life through collaboration, accountability, and mutual benefit, all with the village mindset. Okay, so I've said it plenty of times at this point as far as the story as to why I developed this. But really what this does is it allows for people to get the benefits of existing relationship dynamics. So like friendship, right? As a friend, you get to have access to that person, or they can do certain things for you that they feel comfortable with, that you feel comfortable with, because that is your friend. Family, you get certain benefits of family because they're family. You get certain benefits from a romantic partner. And what I mean benefits, I mean like support. I mean like assistance, whether that's physical assistance, it could be financial assistance, it could be resources that they have access to, it could be favors, it could be so many things. So a village mate is another relationship definition that falls in the midst of all of these existing relationships, where it's not quite a friend, not family because we're not related, not romantically involved, but someone consistent that is willing to show up for you, for me, for us, that we can rely on. It's pretty much what it is. Okay. So removing that. So let's get into this particular platform. So this platform was created to have conversations, establish these connections, and allow people the space and time to say what it is that they need. Okay. So this is an interview platform. So this particular interview, I'm going to go with a disclaimer. This interview will be publicly visible on social media. By participating, you are choosing to share your responses in a public setting. Please only share information you're comfortable discussing publicly. Your answers help others to consider if you're a good match. But this interview is not a background check. It does not guarantee a match. No questions or skips. The Village Inc. is not liable for match outcomes or experiences. Okay, so let's bring Miss Shauna up here. Hello, Miss Shauna.
Hey.
You are hanging out tonight.
Yes, I've been
You
hanging
are
out
so
all weekend.
I
So- and you will
I
hear my son because he didn't fall asleep.
did
So he
not.
is up. And so you will hear him in the
Oh my
background.
God.
So
Okay,
it is a
listen,
very
that's
late night for us tonight. Yes.
it happens. It very much so happens. It
Yes, I
happens to
have
me
not been
too.
here.
So I appreciate you still getting on. She told me briefly that she wasn't going to be able to get on, but then you decided to get on. So I appreciate that. Thank you. So let's get into the question. So Miss Shawn, where are you located?
So I'm located in Newark, New Jersey, Lower Vailsburg, right behind Villsburg Park.
Okay. All right. What's your zodiac sign?
Me, I'm a Leo.
You a Leo? You know what?
I'm a
Okay,
Leo. I'm
Leo.
an August
That
Leo.
makes sense.
Yes.
It makes sense. Okay. What do you do for work?
So right now, I am a stay-at-home mother. Well, I consider myself a stay-at-home mom because this is the first time that I've been able to work at home and just take care of the home. But I do host a play group because kids, it's just natural and very easy for me. So I'm an early childhood educator, and I still consider myself an entrepreneur. I had a daycare business for 14 years in New York City, CDM Kids Learning Academy. So I had three locations throughout New York, Astoria, Roosevelt Island, and Upper West Side. And so, early childhood, this is just what I've been doing since my whole life. So I went to school for early childhood education. So I have my degree in early childhood education. And I've been doing this pretty much since college. Like I started out
Right.
working at the college child care center, and then I worked for Bright Horizons for 8 years. And I knew when I was there that I was going to leave and do my own thing. So, I was assistant. I was backup coordinator for them. I was lead teacher for infants. So I did all the roles so that I could know what to do when I was ready to open my own daycare center. So in 2009, I left and opened my first child care center. But I am originally from New York, and I've been here since November 2023. So we're still kind of new. So I closed my daycare center in December 2023 in New York. Just because it was just a lot from at that time. I wanted to rest. I've been working my whole life since 14, and I really wanted to experience being able to stay home and just relax. My son at that time wasn't one, and I never got to rest after I had him. And I really needed to rest. And so my husband was, great, and he understood. And so the initial plan was that I would get to know New Jersey and then reopen out here. But so I still did that kind of, sort of. But his mom ended up coming to live with us, and she just passed in December. I think I mentioned to you.
Yeah.
So while she was here, it was difficult to try to do something else. Plus, I really didn't get to know New Jersey that much. So just with my daughter in school, and it just was a lot. So I
Right.
decided to start a play group. When did I start the play group? I guess 2024. I started the play group, and so because I wanted, really, it was because I wanted to have some spending money, and also in my savings was going down, 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 and I also know the benefits of socialization for
Right.
young children. So because of that, I wanted to have the benefits so that Blake would be able to socialize. He would still have the experience of school, but at home.
Right.
And I could stay at home. I
Okay.
could still do I could still do stuff in the house while I am caring for the kids.
You better go off, Shauna. That's
It
an
really was. And so now
extensive.
I love it. And so that's why. So
Right.
eventually I am going to reopen a space.
Okay.
But it'll probably be when he's ready to go to school. It'll
Okay.
probably be when he's
Okay.
ready to
So
go to
you
school.
do. So you want to open like a more traditional type of daycare,
I
not an
will. It
in-home.
won't. It will be. It's gonna be. I'm deciding. I don't know about how traditional it will be because thinking about doing like a homeschool pod as well.
Yeah,
So
you
I
speaking my
might
language.
do. I'm thinking about it. We'll see. We'll see what the school systems look like. We see right now my daughter, since moving to New Jersey, we put her in Catholic school. And so
Mm-hmm.
that was great. That was a really good experience. So, and she's in Catholic school now for high school as well. And so if I don't open the pod, then I'll probably go that direction for him. But the school system here is not really comparable to what it was where I was from. And so I might do, I think, a learning, like a pod for him, maybe if I could get other kids, because
Right.
I really do believe in the socialization and the structure that school provides. And I don't know if him by himself and me. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We have a few years for that. We got a few more years.
You have a little bit more time. I mean,
Yeah.
this interview is not mine, but I homeschool. So personally speaking, I've just been finding alternatives to socialize my kids. So going to the
Mhm.
library, the community, other
But
moms with
if I'm
children,
working
things like that.
too, I just feel like that is so hard. It's so hard if
It
I'm
is.
working as well to
I
do that.
look.
I think it's
It's
easy at home, but
mm-hmm.
I don't know. We'll see. I my daughter. So when COVID happened, my daughter was in third grade, and then she ended up staying home for 2 years, and it wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. The city had their little issues with the whole systems, but it
Right.
was it was a nice experience. So that's why I'm considering it for him.
Right, right. Well, it sounds like you've been able to navigate and maneuver based on what you feel comfortable with, your experience as well, to kind of create your own, synchrony, your own space, your own situation
Right.
that feels comfortable and reasonable, for you. Um, I hope that obviously, if you decide to go more traditional or like commercial type of daycare, that you do it when you're ready to do it. If that looks like when he's ready to
Right.
go to school, then
Right. It'll be
yeah,
right now this has been so therapeutic, just being at
right,
home and not having the stress, because although I love daycare, it's a lot. It is a
yeah,
lot. And
yeah,
it's a lot of liability, and it's a lot of it was a lot. It's stressful. It's also
right,
stressful because you have to manage other people, and that part is a lot. You have the state,
right,
it's a lot.
right,
It can be a lot.
right. Okay. All right, let's get into the next question. What kind of village mate are you looking for? Now, I know you mentioned before you are looking to open up your space to additional children. Am I right?
Yes. So I'm
Okay.
gonna probably open it up to one family with one or two children. So I'm only
Okay.
looking for one family with 1 to 2 children to add to our play group that we have already here. We have 3 children so far, and they come full time. So I prefer full time care, and if not full time, part time, but daily, because we do have a routine and a schedule, and I don't want to disrupt that for the other children that are here.
Okay. Okay. So village mate, you've definitely looking to include one more family. Is there any other kind of village mate you would look for in the realm of childcare or for your own children or for your house or anything like that?
No, you honestly, so yeah, I don't accept every single person. They
Mhm.
will, like, the family would have to come in and we would do an intake interview, and then they would also have a small transitional period where they would come in with their child, and because see, this is my home, so it's a little bit different. I definitely feel like um it has to definitely make sense for both families, and we definitely would have to be on the same page about what the program is. They would have to agree to that. I don't think their parenting style matters as much in childcare, but definitely they would have to be fine with the theories and approaches that I, you know, implement in my caregiving.
It's so interesting that you say that because obviously we know you just spoke about your experience in childcare and me coming up with this village made dynamic approach to childcare. It's a little bit different, right? I think that, and I truly believe that when you are intentional with alignment when it comes to parenting styles, that reduces the frictions for the child, right? What I mean by then that doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be the same. Like you don't have to have the same parenting style, but at least be intentional about okay, I identify with your parenting style. There's things from your parenting style that I may be able to adapt to mine, knowing what that even looks like. You know what I'm saying? Because not everybody is for everybody. Not everybody aligns, and
Yeah,
whatever being
I think it
communicated.
I think
You know?
I don't know. I feel like, I mean, I've had kids from all different cultures and
Right,
backgrounds and parents from all places of the world, you know? So I don't know. For me, I think providing care, especially in a more traditional setting, you
right,
really, you don't really have, it doesn't matter what the parenting style is because actually child's care for other people's kids is not parenting, right? So
right. I know.
it's
That's
not, it's
why
very different, right?
I know.
You don't parent. So I mean, of course, the motherly part of you is going to show up and all of that stuff. But I think that a lot of parents don't understand what they don't understand. A lot of conflict comes from not knowing what you're signing up for, right? So you have to,
Right,
and not knowing the questions because, you know, daycares run just like schools. They have their own philosophies, they have rules. In child's care, it's not only my rules, but I have to also abide by state rules. You have city rules, you have contracts with outside vendors and people. So it's not only what I, you know, would like. I have to also adjust for what's for safety. You know, there's a lot of things that come into it. So providing childcare, I think parents really have to understand what they're signing up for. So a lot of conflict
right,
comes from not knowing, which is why I transition and interview parents so they really understand what it is. And even when I had my centers, you had to transition for a week before your child could even start. You had to come in every day
right,
for a week. Um, and sit with your child. You had to do an intake interview just to make sure. And I've had parents who I've interviewed and they came in and I've had to let them know that, you know, this is not the right environment for you. You should look into nanny care. You should look because daycare
right,
is not nanny care. So I think a lot of parents don't really know. And because of financial reasons, because of convenience, right? They just have to put their kids somewhere. And I think it's a very big decision because
right,
early childhood is a very, very important. And a lot of people don't understand the first 4 years of life are the most critical and they're the
right.
most developmental. Kids go from
Exactly.
infancy, right, not doing anything to walking, talking, and doing almost everything by 4. And so
Right,
those four
right.
years are extremely important to who they're going to be. And because they think, oh, they're little, it doesn't matter. I think people make quick decisions and they don't understand where they're putting their kids. Or like I said, financial reasons. It's a lot of
It's a
things
lot. It's a lot. This is not a
happen.
question that is on my little page here, but since we're on topic, I just want to ask this out of curiosity. Um, Now that you're doing it in your own space, are you tailoring your approach to childcare more specific to what you want or your vision of what childcare looks like for you?
You know what? I'm not, which is so funny. So I
Okay.
think I'm so used to formal childcare that it's very much
Mm-hmm.
instinct, right? So they have a
Right.
schedule, they're doing everything. So I my philosophy is more Reggio Emilio. So it's very child centered and child based anyway, and very progressive and very child led. But I also believe that, you know, just exposure is very important for kids, consistency, and just doing all the things that help their development. So I'm very
Mm-hmm.
much still doing those things. I still do like books for the parent. Like I still act like it's a daycare, but it's not. You know, I have the environment. Environment is very important. So
Yeah.
my son's playroom is set up like a classroom because
Right.
he's spending most of his time here. So I wanted him because sometimes I feel guilty that he's not in a more traditional setting because I know how beneficial it is. So I want it to be as close to that as possible. So he's getting all the benefits at home.
Well,
So
just FYI, I know you're like so immersed in the more traditional approach, but there are really, really good benefits to whatever this feels like for you and whatever you're creating for your son, whatever you're creating for the children right now. It sounds a lot like homeschool. And
It is.
like
It is. It's
even
exactly
right,
homeschool. It is. It's
exactly.
exactly homeschool. It is exactly homeschool. It's just that on the other level, I just feel like, am I going to be able to meet the other needs that they have as he's getting older and older? Like, okay, how's that going to work? We don't have a science lab. We could do, and we do the projects at home anyway, but I'm just thinking about all those other experiences. And I'm thinking about like, oh, I have my teachers and he's not going to have that. You think of your own childhood and what he's going to miss by not having that experience.
You can definitely still have that experience. Like, I don't know if you realize this, but way off topic. I don't know if you realize this, but like the homeschool community has grown so much. There's so many resources now that's available to homeschooling families that the public school systems is like creating spaces and actually providing a lot of resources because of the current situation with our president and how much
Right.
money and funding is being cut. So you'll be surprised, like right now, like right now, they are having the conversation of allowing homeschool students to participate in those extracurricular activities that the public school run. And right now, there's a lot of also like free classes at the library hold. Library is where a lot of homeschoolers live for like
Yeah.
those extra classes, right? There's a lot of like the science center. You just have to schedule them. There's a lot of teachers who left the public
I've
school
met a
system.
lot of parents in New Jersey who homeschool. So I do
Hmm.
think that, and I've seen how evolved it has become because I knew kids
Hmm.
growing up who were homeschooled and it was very
Right,
different. There weren't many programs. Now there's a
right,
lot of programs. They do
right.
pods. They have like, it's definitely has, taken off. And even like COVID, I think it has changed
That's when it happened.
homeschool experience a lot
That's
as
when it
well.
happened.
And it
Yeah,
got a lot new people. So we'll see. Cause yeah, I am doing that already. I'm just doing it in
right,
the early childhood capacity because I am. they do art, they have science, they have sensory experiences, they go on nature, like they're doing all of that stuff anyway, just on the very, 2, 3 infant levels.
right. I mean, this piece of advice while we're just on top before we move on to the next question. You are in home daycare, right? If you ever consider taking trips, right? That those trips can be to places that provide those very educational focused experience to like science labs. They have science labs that you can take a trip to, and they provide like STEM courses and experiences, and you can schedule them like once per week.
Yeah.
Just FYI, just letting you know. Okay, all right. So
When
on
it
to the
comes to
next.
that, I'm having a meeting with the homeschool parents and see
For real.
weigh out the options.
Right, right. Okay. So, are you looking for a paid or non-paid childcare exchange? Now, I know
So
clearly you charge for your services, but let me
I
let you
do
answer.
charge. I do charge for my
Mhm.
services. Yeah, I don't know what. I mean, I wouldn't be 100% against non-paid, but it would have to make sense. And I don't
Right,
know right now what I would have, but I am very affordable because, like I said, this is not a daycare center. This is home. I am also not licensed by the state of New Jersey, and I do not plan on getting licensed, which is why it's a play school. So it's
right,
just a few kids and a educator doing it from home. So I don't charge daycare prices because it's not a daycare center. And it was created out of fulfilling the need for my child to have the socialization and also be able to continue to maintain taking care of certain things that I would like to do on my own because I've been
right,
independent for many years and now okay, I'm not working no more. So it's just for that.
right. Okay. All right. Um, Now, what kind of you took my course way in the beginning when it was very basic. It has definitely advanced,
Yes.
although I haven't been promoting it. But what kind of parenting style do you mostly identify with? Parenting style is very important
For
with the
me,
village parent.
my parent so it's very it's I have
I'm gonna hold on.
probably two or
I'm gonna
three.
add this up here. Oh wait, no, wrong one. I'm gonna add this up here just so you can have a little bit of a reminder. Which one do you mostly identify with?
So I'm definitely between. authoritative and a gentle parent, and it could just be very. Sometimes I'm what was the last one?
The last one is uninvolved. Oh,
Sometimes I'm
actually,
that as well.
it's
Um,
actually supposed to say uninvolved, and that's actually spelled wrong. I just
yeah, I
now
was
realized.
wondering. I thought so, but I'm like, I don't know. So yeah, sometimes I mean, obviously, so I have age gap children. So I have a almost 15-year-old and I have a 3-year-old. So my kids are 12 years apart. So it varies and it has changed, but for the most part, it's between gentle and authoritative. And
Okay.
sometimes uninvolved for the 15-year-old because she's at the point where she doesn't need as much. So I don't need to. And I try to give her um the space to grow up too, and do her
Well,
learn.
uninvolved parenting really is, in other words, neglectful.
Okay,
I
well,
mean,
no, I'm
there's a
not that.
difference, right? I mean, there's a difference. Clearly, teenagers, they don't really need a whole bunch of hovering or, but
Right.
there's definitely clearly neglect and providing space for them to become and be themselves. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right. Yes. So I'm doing that. I'm allowing her the space to develop and not put
right,
my wants on her right now and letting her kind of
right,
decide who she is and agree with that or help her develop that as much as possible. It's
right.
very hard, but I am working on that.
Okay. All right. Next question. How would people, family, friends describe your communication style?
Definitely assertive.
Why is that
I'm very
everybody's answer?
direct. Huh?
I feel like that's everybody's answer. But you know what's funny? Even if someone is not assertive and they think that they are, not saying that you're not, because I definitely think that you're actually assertive, but just in general, if someone is saying that they have a certain communication style and watching this interview, people can pick up that you don't actually have this communication style. It just kind of like says a lot about your own self-awareness. I just wanted to say that. I'm going to probably start saying that in interviews moving forward because there's certain answers that we think we should say because it sounds more attractive, but at the end or be all on an interview
Or maybe
platform, people
people
don't
just
actually
feel
say that.
like the other ones are not good, which
That's what I'm trying to
it's
say, but it's
not
not
really
honest.
about that, right? It's just what it
Right.
is. And I think yeah, you can't
Exactly.
really pick.
That's the purpose of this interview, to be honest, be transparent, because at the end of the day, if the reason why I include this question is so that people can understand how you communicate, right? If you actually are not assertive and maybe you have some passive aggressive tendencies or you are passive, that will definitely end up showing up in the long run should
Well,
you
I would
establish an
say,
engagement
listen,
relationship.
whoever is caring for your child needs to be assertive.
They
So
should be.
that's number one. You
Right.
definitely need that. Because yeah, the communication is so important. The kids spend
Right.
a lot of time, in childcare. And
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Okay. How long? Oh, well, this is a little bit speaking about what you brought up before, what your experience. But how long have you been raising children?
Ri- um,
Before you started, before you started having children, you were already working in childcare.
yes, actually, I already had a childcare center before I had children too.
Well, there
So I
you
already had a
go.
daycare before I had my daughter. And
Okay.
yeah, I started working with kids at 18. Actually,
Wow.
even before that, like I started babysitting where I was from at 14, 15. We had a whole babysitters club. We loved that. And then we had a babysitters club. So I took care of lots of kids over there. And then at 18, like formally,
Right. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. And how many children do you have?
I have two. I have a son and a daughter, 15, almost 15, and 3.
Okay. How many children would you be comfortable exchanging childcare for or watching in your particular situation? Also considering the number of children that you currently have or currently watch.
So, I mean, I would like for this program, I am only going to have 6 children total for this
Okay.
program.
Okay. All right. I mean, you kind of already mentioned that, but just had to ask. All right. On a scale of 1 to 10, how important is politics to you?
Eh, probably like a 5.
A 5. Okay. Would you be willing to connect with others with opposing political views?
Of course. Of
Okay.
course.
People are passionate. A 5 on a scale of 1 to 10 is kind of right in the middle. It's not really like,
I
oh,
mean, it's important, but it's not. We won't get into politics right now, but absolutely, I've had people who didn't believe in a lot of stuff. Yeah, I've had parents. I mean, probably the first 8 years, 9 years of my business, I didn't even have children who looked like me or my child.
mm, that's
So
funny about my next question. So, my next question is, do they need to be Black?
no, of course not. Of course not.
Okay.
I've had kids from all over the world, all over the
Okay.
world.
Okay. All right. Um, is there anyone in your immediate family or in your home, right, that the children would be around that is part of the LGBTQ plus community or any religious group?
No.
No. Okay. Would you be willing to barter your professional skills, resources, or talents? If so, what would you offer?
I mean, I can offer childcare, but it would have to make sense what they could offer me, you know? So that's the
Right.
thing. So yeah. But
Okay.
I would. I mean, I already have kids, so it's like I'm the auntie. Like all the kids, not now, but summer vacations, all the kids come to my house. So I'm already doing this. And if there
Right.
was someone who had like, and I have done it, like someone who's had a need, they had to go to an interview, they didn't have someone told them, hey, ask her, she's child. So I've done that. Like I do that already. If someone has a need, I
Yeah.
ran into a girl, she had a situation and she just needed a few days. And so, yeah, I'm definitely willing to do that.
Love that. Love that. Very village like. Okay. Um, what are 3 things you can improve to take better care of yourself and the people around you?
Three things that I can improve. Probably time management a little bit as far as going out. I could improve that. That way, the time is because sometimes I stretch myself too thin. I have too much stuff on the schedule. So probably
Mm-hmm.
that. You said 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Time management, maybe. I'm trying to think. Can improve. Um, hmm, to better people around me,
What are three
right? That
things
was
you
the
can
question.
improve to what's the question? To take better care of yourself and the people around you.
Okay, rest. So getting more rest, probably getting more rest because, I try to get everything done and I don't like to wait till the next day to do something. So then I'm over
Right.
exerted myself where I was asleep, I'm up doing something. So
Right.
probably definitely getting more rest and just prioritizing getting the right amount of sleep. And what else? Rest, time management, and let me think. And self care, adding a little more self care.
Okay. All right. Anything to take better care of the people around you?
Take better. I mean, I feel like that's all I focus on is taking care of the people around me.
Listen, I just have to
that's
ask. I mean,
that's the priority, right? I
there
gotta think
can
about
always. I
myself.
mean, I feel like there's always space to improve. What that looks like could be small. It could be big. You know what I'm saying? But as long as we live, we are never, as good as we can
Oh,
be
of
the next
course.
day. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So that's why I asked, just to see if you were aware of whatever it is that you could be doing better at. You know what I mean?
right.
So it's good to reflect. It's good to know, and that's the
Yeah.
reason why I asked that question. been doing a lot of reflecting lately for myself. So,
You
um,
have to. We're always changing, and yeah.
hello. Okay. Can do you mind giving us a quick virtual tour of the playroom?
Oh, girl, you got me going all the way. So I'm gonna have to pass all the kids. I will send you a little video because once I go up there, my son, I told you he's up. Then he'll
You
follow
know
me.
what?
I was
I
trying to
I
like do
said
this
that
when
in
he
my
was
head,
asleep.
but I had to just try. I mean, I feel like this would give you a really good opportunity to do like a virtual because this is gonna
And
be wild. Like
I
when you
have
get to it.
children from this group in my care right now
I
as well. So
know,
I
I
have had them,
know.
and I've had them
Shauna is
for
in
a while.
my community group. There's
Yeah.
some lovely moms who've been able to make that connection and have
Yes.
Shauna watch their children. So the villages is villaging, you know what I'm saying? So I love that, yeah. And I know
Yes. I'll send you a
that
little
this
video so you can add it to this live.
okay. I don't
And
know if I could
also,
do it
I
that
guess
way, but
just
I
to
can tell
add
you like
on,
what it
I
is.
do I so it's not daycare, but I do keep like, I do communicate with the parents daily through Munchkin app. So they do know, like, they get pictures and videos and they get the update on the day and what's going on. And we still have little themes that we
Right,
follow every, month so that they're learning, they're doing their little site. It depends on what level they are because they're a
right,
mixed age group. So I do take a mixed age group. So I have from infants to toddlers. And so they're all working on different things. But yeah, so the
right,
parents do know. I do track the development because it's just nature, right? It's just I'm used to it. So if I do, see things in the development that's not someone's not hitting certain marks, we do, I bring that up and we talk about that and we say, oh, hey, this is what we can do to help improve this. And pretty much, I mean, everyone's family now. Like we're all, they come into my house. So, so we're all very close and, it's
right.
really nice. It's really nice. It's been
Love
very
it.
enjoyable. I've really enjoyed this season and this
Right,
opportunity to stay home and do it this way.
right. Question, not a part of my original interview, but has there been anybody at any point, um, even with how affordable you've made your prices, has there been anyone, or even if not for this particular situation that you're in, have you come across parents who just couldn't afford to pay?
Not here, not in this situation. No.
Okay.
In daycare, um, probably maybe one or two when I was doing daycare. But for the
Okay.
past, like the last 5 years that I was doing daycare, I actually
The
had three
prices
kids.
went up in the last 5 years.
I know. No, the last 5 years though, I had a contract with the city. So I
Uh-huh.
only offered 3K. So it was free for the parents. So they only had to pay for aftercare. So
Okay.
it wasn't an issue the last 5 years. But before
Got
that,
it.
honestly, there weren't many. I think the locations I was in, I priced for
Right.
where I was at. So
Okay.
yeah, I didn't really have that issue.
Got it.
And here
Okay.
I
That's
haven't had that issue. And actually, yeah, I haven't had that issue because I've worked with parents here as well. So, like I said, I'm home. I'm with my son. It's been so nice to be home. It's me being a stay-at-home mom. Like this is not me
right.
working. It doesn't feel like work
Right.
to me.
Right.
So
Love
this was
that.
like my opportunity to stay home.
Right. Right. Love that. Okay, last question. Tell us why you would make someone a great village mate match.
So I'd make someone a great village mate match because I absolutely love kids. This is my passion. This is what I do, right? This is what I feel like I was created for. I'm a professional. I'm CPR, first aid certified. I have a degree. I have all of those things, and I'm very direct, right? I'm direct, I'm honest. I love the kids. Like I love the children. Like they're my babies, right? These are my children too. They become family. They become my kids. And even in the daycare setting, they became my kids. But now, I mean, they're in my house. They're my son's best friends, So um I think you get the best of home care, right? And you get school at the same time.
Right. Absolutely. Love it. There you have it. Okay, now how would you would like people to contact you? I took a little screenshot of your Facebook page, so I know that for sure. But let us know.
I guess phone, by phone or messenger, that's fine. Or I don't know. You said on the app or something like that. How do people, I mean, most people
I'm gonna put
call.
up. Listen, I don't really. I don't think that you should give your phone number out. But if on your flyer you put your phone number, that's fine. But I'm gonna
Yeah, there's a
definitely ask
phone
you.
number on my flyer. So I still have business lines. So yeah, I have a
Okay,
business
okay,
phone number and that's
okay.
on
For
my
you, okay,
flyer.
cool.
Or they can just contact me via your page and that's fine as well
Okay,
too.
that's fine too. But I'm posting this to people outside of my immediate Facebook groups. That's what I'm saying. I took a
Okay, I
picture.
see.
So
Okay,
you
I
can.
thought it was just the group. That's why I was like,
No,
okay, yeah.
hell no,
Oh,
hell.
okay. I thought it was just the group. Okay.
Yeah. All right, so you can find Shauna on Facebook. This is what her Facebook profile looks like. There you have it, Shauna, Newark, New Jersey. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. I feel like it's been a while. I
Thank
feel like we
you.
started talking about this for a little while. I have to move this
Yes,
thing.
for a
There
while.
we go. You coming to play space on Saturday?
I'm not. It's on Saturday.
It's on
I'm
Saturday.
not.
Okay.
Sunday or Saturday?
This Saturday.
Saturday, no. Actually, my daughter is in a program we're doing. They have an annual event, and so I'm doing that with her.
Mm.
And this weekend, I was out all weekend with no kids. It was a
Oh
kid-free
yeah,
weekend.
right. Having a
So
good old time. I love that for you.
So now she's like, yeah, next weekend. So I try to, but since I'm at home and I do work at home and I'm working with kids, I do get out. I try to get out every
That's
other
really
weekend. Yeah.
love that. I love that for you. I love that you're intentional about that. All right, my
Yes, I
darling, it's
am.
late. I do have to put some laundry of my own away.
I have to throw laundry and I have to do a lot before I go.
Yeah.
I gotta put him to sleep. He's up. I don't know if y'all can hear
Oh
the
my
kids in the background,
we
but he
can.
is still
We can.
awake. He is. I didn't. Yeah, he needs me to do his routine, and so yes, I'm about to
Oh,
go do the routine. Yeah, Daddy's upstairs, but and sister's up there, but he waits for me.
right. That's funny. All right, let me let you go. Thank you so much for joining me.
Alrighty,
All
bye.
right, good night. Bye. All right, y'all. There you have it, Miss Shauna Niece. Um, Again, if this is your first time joining me, this is a platform for all things village, right? A village could look like so many different things. Our initial approach is discussing and creating child care connections, whether it's paid or non paid. If this is something that you would be interested in seeking out, whether you offering care or you need to receive care, this platform, we ask you some questions that should probably be considered in today's social climate. So I'm asking some difficult questions. If you would like me to offer this service personally, I can also do this as a personal service for you, go through all your interviews and stuff like that. Like, follow, share, subscribe, and I will be back again with you guys soon. All right. So have a good night, guys. Speak to y'all later.